Do it. All right, it is Sunday, June 17th, 2018. This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Village, Bulldog Malenko, along with Mr. Tucker Harvey.
What's up?
And Knubsie Slow couldn't be here today, but we got his buddy David Alexander filling in for him. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'll do my best to be Knubsie as well today.
Oh,
it's your boy.
You gotta put some more flavor on. It's your boy.
Yeah.
Or you can just start butchering the English language immediately.
Yeah, man, I got something to say. Hold on.
Yeah, he had some lawns to cut today, so.
Hey, it's super hot. Those lanes are not gonna oil themselves.
That's right.
Shit will melt off today. It's fucking hot as balls outside.
He's doing God's work.
I'm not.
That's Jesus, not Jesus.
For all the Spanish-speaking listeners out there, we want to make sure
we include you in our fuckery.
Hey, you do have the Philippines audience, so we got it
Right?
There's a big Filipino.
And President Pacquiao. Dude, he doesn't know this.
What's
so, me, Knubsie, and Dirtnap Dave, who used to be on the show with us,
right?
One day we're just talking about the Philippines and talking about how they handle drug issues. Like, that fucking kill you.
Uh-huh.
And we start talking about the Philippines, and Dirtnap Dave goes, you think Manny Pacquiao's listening to the show, or is he too busy running the country? And he's talking about, like, I got some Supreme Court decisions to make today and some shadow boxing. And so we just go on this tangent about how Manny Pacquiao runs the Philippines. And we start, like, we just go off.
It was a lot of that episode.
Yeah, we just go off about the
90%
Philippines.
of the
And so
episode.
I create this as like a 30 second to 40 second advertisement on Facebook. And our Philippines audience blew up.
You're kidding.
The Philippines accounts for, I think, 35% of our listeners now.
Oh, dude, that guy's probably like Coca-Cola over there. You know?
But no, it was just the fact that somebody was talking about the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like, nobody evidently includes the Philippines in anything, and so now we much love.
I'll tell you what,
we love our Philippines.
Fuck yeah!
I'd like to give a shout out to that Mount Fujiyama over there in Japan. If any Japanese listeners,
we do have Japanese listeners. We have Chinese listeners, and we have.
Is that what it is? Mount Fuji?
We don't hate. We appreciate.
Fedoriyama.
Is it Fedoria? That's one of those Japanese.
Are you
words.
talking about the American Ninja?
I was gonna say that's American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Well, just Ninja Warrior, I think is what it was. Yeah.
Some
Like,
Japanese.
dude, they've gone way too. Have you watched any of that? So Ninja Warrior was cool as fuck.
It was awesome.
Ninja Warrior was people from all over the world that went to Japan to compete. Now they have American Ninja Warrior. Now they have Team American Ninja Warrior. And it's just, I'm like, oh, god damn it. Why does America have to fucking ruin shit? Why do you have to water everything down? You found a good idea, and now you got to bleed it for everything it's worth. You can't just...
Because it made money. They can't stop.
Right.
They saw how much
money
they made off of it, so now they got to make their offshoots. It's just like all the fucking reality TV.
Real world, road rules, real
that's the only reason all that shit happened.
Oh, God. And there's nothing real about it. There's no reality. It's all fucking scripted bullshit with people who are not actors. That's what's worse.
I'll tell you, dude, if somebody like took a shit probably on live TV and it got like views, they'd be like, all right, next week's gonna be like
we're gonna actually show the shit coming out of the asshole.
Porta potty reality TV. Guess what happened?
Did you see? I mean, I don't think we've done an episode since that happened. You see the crazy bitch up in Canada that shit on the floor and threw it at the guy?
Yes,
dude. There's a point in my brain.
It was a coffee shop, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like Tim Hortons, I think.
Yeah, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
There's a point in my brain that if you shit on the floor in front of me and then throw it at me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, I don't care if it hit me or not. You threw shit
principle,
at my
yeah, principle.
Yeah, principles.
You like a fucking ape.
You are now fucking dead.
Listen. Here's the deal. My name is Tucker. You can pee on me at a Wendy's, but if you start shitting That is
like seriously, and she just monkeyed that thing off the floor and just.
She did too. Did you not hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, there's video of it.
Let me bring up the video here.
Yeah,
for you.
it's
you gotta see this.
It's ridiculous.
Shit. But yeah, I mean, she even like ran over, grabbed napkins, wiped, and threw those at him.
Wait, why was he still there?
They were trying to get her out.
Yeah, he worked there.
He worked there. And there's this other dude on there's like the wall like where you order, like in a normal restaurant. There's a dude sitting right on the other side of that wall, and you can see him. He kind of looks over and sees what's going on, and then just goes right back to eating his fucking donuts or whatever.
Dude, that guy must be a nominee for like Employee of the Month. If it, how is he not?
But apparently, they've had problems with this chick before.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd be getting 2 weeks paid vacation if somebody flung shit at me.
Oh, I would fucking. I'm telling you, I would attack someone for that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You throw shit at me,
woman or not, I wouldn't have cared if it was a 10-year-old kid. I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
like I will pound your head into the fucking pavement.
I don't know if it's gonna have sound, but you don't need it. Okay. It doesn't have sound in the original.
Yeah, you don't even need the sound.
I don't know if I
want
to know the sound there.
It's crazy times we're living in.
Watch that bitch. She just drops her pants.
Do you ever wonder, Tucker, if maybe there was something to the whole December 21st, 2012, and for the past 6 years, the universe is just like, you people don't know it, but there was a shift, and as each year goes by, things are getting a little bit weirder and crazier. But it really kicked off.
Has she thrown shit yet?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Everything.
You know what's so graceful about that video is it was all just one big lump. She must be really healthy because it was like one big lump and she just chucked it like a softball.
Oh, like she like monkeyed that thing off the floor and just.
It's like she must be taking her vitamins, fish oil.
That's not the first time a bitch has done that. It's not.
She had technique.
That was pro.
Yeah, she had technique.
Dude, I'd like to say it's shocking, but then I just wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, it's 2018. Like, this stuff happens.
And do you know what the big catalyst was? They shot a fucking gorilla, and everyone lost their goddamn minds.
Jesus Christ.
Balls out for her, dicks out for her, and
dicks out. You know what's fucking stupid? Last year, I went to... Not that my cousin's wedding was stupid. Sorry, Alex. that day was fucking stupid.
Stupid fucking
wedding.
So we go to Churchill before. It's on like a Saturday. I'd never been there before, so that was pretty cool. About halfway through the day, this race comes out and Harambe's in it. My cousin's like, I'm fucking betting that shit. And I'm like, kiss my ass. It was like 32-1 for this horse to win or some shit. He's like, it's Harambe, dude. You have to bet on it. He's going to win. I'm like, you can kiss my ass. I'm not betting on a stupid fucking horse with the name of a gorilla that got shot because some fucking lady couldn't keep her eye on her goddamn kid. Fell in, and the gorilla doesn't do anything bad. He could have fucking beat the fucking thing's skull in, but he didn't.
Right. So he dragged him out of the water and then stood him up in front of him.
Yeah. Protected him.
Yeah.
He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So this horse comes out, and my cousin's like, fuck it. I'm going to go drop money on it. Watch this shit. He goes and dumps, I don't know how much money on this thing. Fucking thing wins. 32-1. I'm like, you have got. He's like, I told you to fucking bet on it. I'm like, you can kiss my ass too. And all these people start laughing.
Did he bet over $100?
I don't remember what he bet. It was something stupid. He won some money though.
God damn.
So now you're sitting there, you're like pissed off. You're like, man, I don't want to bet on this stupid fucking name. But now you got stacks of money.
I'm not betting on this stupid fucking horse because of a name. That fucking name.
You disrespected the name Harambe. You shall forever be.
Right?
He's like, you can't not bet on it. I'm like, yeah, watch me. I'm not. And of course, the stupid fucking horse just does its thing.
You know, I heard when that gorilla was alive, there were like accounts from women being like sexually attracted to him because he looked like this gorilla had abs. He had like a structured jaw. I was like, dude, women want to fuck a gorilla.
Women fuck horses.
That's what I was gonna say. It's called bestiality.
Yeah.
Women fuck German shepherds. You can find those videos. They're there.
How do you know you can find those videos?
Oh, I've had them sent to me, and I go, well, there it is. I can't unsee that. Glad I clicked play. Good.
That'll be the promotion for this episode. There's that soundbite. Women fuck horses. Watch it. Oh, it looks like another good, clean, family fun episode of Bulldog Unchained.
People are like, well, I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
That'll be our next t-shirt. Women
fuck horse.
I mean, we've been through some good shit already. You know, throwing shit, talking about shit, and then now bestiality.
We're off to a great start.
We're on the normal thread right now.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
normal audience. You're glad we're back after 2 weeks. Hello.
Yeah. 2 week break. Oh, maybe things will be toned down a little bit. Nope, we got women flinging shit, women fucking horses, German shepherds.
We're like
being sexually attracted to gorillas.
We're like 2 weeks behind, on media, fuckery. So we got to like kind of catch up. I knew that the whole throwing shit thing had happened within that 2 week time period. Yeah. Because that was the hot fucking topic on everything. Like all the podcasts I was doing, everyone was talking about that shit.
Well, let me cool down for a second. I did my laundry drunk last night, which was...
So you don't have any whites left, huh?
No, it was
pinks and blues.
Dude, it was so weird. It was so weird because I hadn't done before, and I was like, "What cycle am I on, man?" And then I got done. I took out something. I was like, "I haven't seen this shirt before." I tried it on. It was like my fucking boxers, dude. I was like, "That is disappointing that this fits," and I'm still wearing it.
I'm gonna start a new trend.
I was gonna say you can start a new trend with that. Like the chicks wearing t-shirts as dresses. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Yo, Gymtown chic.
I can see that all day. Go drive up.
Right? Oh, my God.
You know what I like about this setup here is, like, I look super, like, out of place sitting next to you guys. So you got big, strong guys with beards. I'm like this little boyish guy. It looks like I'm about to have my bouncers take me to Chuck E. Cheese.
I can't believe you don't have a Bible sitting, like, in front of you.
Yeah. Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I came here to talk to you today about Jesus, but this has gotten off track.
Jesus Cristo.
By the way, Iceland tied with Argentina in their match for the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Mexico fucking zeroed, who was it?
Germany?
Yeah.
Really?
Zeroed them first round.
Holy shit.
It was like the shock of the tournament. So
it was just a draw?
No.
Or they won. Oh my God.
They beat them.
That's crazy.
That's what I just saw a little bit ago. I was like, oh shit.
And then I got to see Denmark beat Peru.
I don't know. I haven't followed it that close. I just saw that thing today.
That was a great match too.
I'm not a big soccer person.
Yeah, me neither.
I love the World Cup.
Like World Cup's
cool. and
like,
Euro, and well, I'm a Man United fan, so I watch.
It's kind of like college basketball tournament time. you watch it because it's that big. It's awesome. But
I watch Man U games and a little bit of Liverpool and Chelsea just because they're rivals. Got to keep up with them.
I do think it's cool. Nashville's getting one.
Yeah.
Atlanta's already had theirs.
Well,
really well.
God damn it, I can't think of when it is, but the World Cup's coming here.
Yeah.
It's going to be split.
2020 something.
2026, maybe. I want to say.
But it's...
Yeah, it's one of the group.
Yeah, it's it's Canada, U.S., and Mexico. I have.
That's one of those you want, even if you're not a soccer fan. You want to
go. Game.
You want to go to say you've done it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
That's like when the Super Bowl was in Indy. You want to go to be around it.
Yeah.
Just because it's the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Yeah, that's like I'm not a big soccer fan, but I'll get like somebody who's a big soccer fan. It's like they are because they'll come up to you and they'll be like, "Hey man, did you watch the football game?" You'll be like, "Oh yeah, dude." You'll be
the
like,
"Fuck you talking about, dude? It's the off season."
Yeah, it's the off season. And they're like, you're football," and you're like, "Dude, it's soccer."
I've got a soccer ball.
They kick it with their feet, and I'm like, "Bruh, this is America. It's soccer."
This is America. We throw footballs here with our hands.
Yeah, people talk. that soccer is the world sport. Like
It is.
And it is. But I always say, all these little fucking third world countries, what else do they have? A ball to kick around.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Most of these countries do not have giant 300+ pound men that slam into each other, except for Japan, and that's called sumo. Other than that,
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this too. Something I've really gotten into in the past 2 years is rugby.
Oh, that's some bad
God
shit.
damn,
Okay?
dude.
Those are some bad motherfuckers.
It is
football. These people in football complain about getting hit.
Dude.
That ain't shit.
Dude.
Watch a fucking rugby match.
Rugby players make all soccer and NFL players look like pussies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you got and the Samoans run rugby. If you've got two Samoans on your team, you may go undefeated because these motherfuckers are wrecking.
Those are the
balls.
dudes. You see a rugby team out somewhere, don't fuck with
Nope.
No.
No, they're already crazy.
You are gonna get the shit beat out of you.
And they're just gonna get drunker and crazier.
If I saw just a Samoan, he doesn't even have to be on the rugby. First of all, I wouldn't know it was a Samoan because I've never seen one.
Yeah, you would.
I'd be like, dude, what's that? What's that Hawaiian, Asian? He's like,
It's hard to miss a true Samoan. Them are big,
Yeah.
big
before I know it,
motherfuckers.
fucking knocks me out and starts singing Moana songs and stuff like that. I'm like, never been so scared in my entire life. Sing with me, bro. I'm like,
I was gonna say the beginning of that was more Indian.
No, that's the opening for Lilo and Stitch.
I haven't watched that in a long time. Stitch is my fucking favorite.
Yeah.
I'll be so scared shaking trying to explain to him I only know Lion King songs.
You want me to fuck off over here?
Yeah. You want me to fuck off over there?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll be over there, buddy.
Fucking right off.
See this tribal ink?
Can I still be in the building, or is that outside? Outside, okay. Got you.
He's like,
God damn.
he's like, my ancestors, they used to eat people after war. I'm like, straight up, my ancestors used to nap a lot, so I got a lot of that in my blood. I'll take a nap if you want me to. If that's gonna scare, it'll really scare you. I got the snoring and my.
You don't even have to hit me to put me to sleep. I'll just lay down right here.
Yeah. Don't hit me. I'll play dead right now.
My family's with me. My son's like, Dad, get up. I'm like, oh, I'm taking
Just
it.
call me the possum.
And that's weird because my son's only 5 months old. He's like scared him into a man.
This is how you play dead.
Your kid's gonna hit like 13 years old and realize he can just whip your ass at any point in time.
Dude, that is. Don't even talk about that because that's one of my biggest fears.
Kids just beating the shit out of you.
I sit there.
Fuck you, Dad.
I sit there and think about it now. I just hold him. I'm like, one day this guy's gonna try.
He's
me.
gonna square up.
This
with
guy's
you,
gonna try
and
me.
you're not sure how you're gonna react.
That's how fucked up my head is. I'm feeding my 5-month-old.
You're gonna
I'm
look-
like, he's about to try me.
You're gonna look your
one day.
13-year-old in the face and be like, just don't hit me in the face, okay? Just
Oh,
don't hit Daddy in the face.
It's gonna be a sad day. He'll come home. I'm half drunk. He's like, "Listen, old man. About time we got out of this trailer park." I'm like, "Oh yeah." Stand up with my beer belly, put down the beef stew, and I'm like, "Listen, buddy, it's time to go." He just kicks my knees out or something. Takes my wallet. Takes my wallet.
And
Takes
your car keys.
Yeah.
You stay down.
I wake up in the middle of the night with that shit. I'm like, it scares me. I pick him up just to show him. I was like, listen.
I'm in control here. Don't you ever.
It's open hand until they're at least 11.
Yeah. You gotta instill that fear at a young age. Like, you gotta just let him know.
It's all about the mental game. He may be able to kick my ass, but I was like,
you don't want him to think he can.
remember I slapped you at your 4th birthday bar party? I'm not scared to put fake candles on your birthday cake again.
The crazy part is, that's a big part of why these little fucking retarded kids these days have no respect for anything. They don't fear anything.
Yeah, you can't. You can barely
I tell you
spank
what,
a kid
I
now.
feared my dad for a long time. You hear that paddle or the belt, and you're like, fuck. He said I was going to pay for that.
Right?
My dad only spanked me really, and he stopped because I was like,
harder, daddy. Oh well, that's over.
Use reverse psychology. God, did it hurt? Ooh.
Yeah. It got to a certain age, and then last week he was like, "Well, maybe I'll stop," and I was like, "Are you sure?" He doesn't even live up here anymore, so that's weird. He had to drive up here.
Oh,
so
God.
my parents are divorced.
Whose aren't?
Yeah, everyone is. When I hear somebody like, "Hey, my parents
You're
are together,"
weird.
I'm
That's
like,
weird.
You unicorn. You're a unicorn.
Are your parents still married?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
My grandparents hit like 52 years ago.
Okay.
before my
No,
grandma-
that's different. They
That's
come from a different.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
different time.
They could
That's-
not. That's like blasphemy if they got.
Well, and
divorced,
I mean,
you know?
honestly, our grandparents didn't have Tinder, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously.
Yeah.
if they would have had the kind of access where people are constantly sliding in your messages and your DMs and
Think about how many ways on your phone right now can someone get a hold of you,
oh yeah,
and you have to count individual apps for that.
yeah,
It's I guarantee you have at least 15.
you've got the phone with text, you got and Messenger, Twitter, Instagram,
And I'm actually about to get married in a few. I'm getting married Saturday, actually, and
Don't do it.
yeah,
Don't do it.
that's what everyone's.
Do you
It's
need
just
all
gonna
of
be
us-
stupid.
we need to make that a field trip for Bulldog Unchained and just stand back. Hey! Does anyone have anything to say? We just all stand up and be like,
I got this little portable recorder. I'll bring it. We'll just do a show during his wedding.
Hey, right before I say I do, you'll just stand up and be like, "Remember, women fuck horses," and I'll be like, "Oh yeah."
She's probably gonna throw shit at you at some point.
Oh, dude, I'm like actively deleting all my apps that anyone could remotely send me any part of the woman body. I'm like trying to isolate myself, and
But yeah,
it's just
there's even shit. Fuck, what was it? There's so many different apps though.
Yeah.
That doesn't track anything. Even Snapchat, shit disappears.
Oh, you can actually. They made it to now. You can save texts on there and stuff like that, and they made it to now where you can the picture show up longer or something, or you can.
Or there's no time limit, like it just stays.
Yeah, there's
until
no
you
time limit.
Tap it. Yeah.
Snapchat's trying to ruin our side pieces. I'm about to start a revolution.
It also has a history that I didn't know it had until not that long ago.
Do what?
If you go into Snapchat and hit like the down arrow under the picture thing,
You're ruining everyone's fun time right now as you
No,
speak.
I didn't know it. I hit it and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it keeps. If you hit a certain thing, it like keeps that photo for whatever.
Yeah.
Which worked for me because there were some videos I forgot to save from Rock on the Range, so it helped
I
me.
bet there were.
Yeah, I bet it was rock on the.
But it helped me, but I didn't even know it was there until.
Well, you can screenshot it either way.
But
It'll just tell somebody.
But it tells.
Yeah,
them.
now it tells you.
It tells you to
Screenshot it. That's
It's-
weird.
It's told me for a long time.
Well, yeah, but used to you could just screenshot something and they were none the wiser.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, but a girl's like, "Why'd you screenshot that?" It's like, you sent me your tits, man.
Hey,
Like I'm gonna
Like
let
I'm-
those go.
Yeah.
what? Hey, you just said you're getting married. You might want to watch what you say on here.
His fiance's not listening to this,
Yeah,
shit show.
she's got anything.
what are you doing today, babe? I'm gonna
She's
go get groceries.
grooming a 5-month-old to beat his ass.
Did you just hear Daddy on that radio show?
She's pumping him full of breast milk, getting him nice and strong.
He's like, I'll tell
Meanwhile,
you
you look at David and you think, wow, man, I don't think he ever sucked a titty in his life. Not even for sustenance.
Yeah, that's weird. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I was hanging out with my 5-month-old, and they were like, "That's yours, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's mine." They were like, "That's your biological." I was like, "Dude, it's mine." They were like, "You were like awake when the sex happened." I was like, "Dude, listen,
What are you
Grandpa,
trying to say, bro?
Listen, Grandpa.
I'll have to talk about this with you." Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, my son actually, I was changing his diaper the other day, and he like kicked me in the face sort of hard, and I was like,
Are we doing this?
I was like, that's gonna have to be checked.
We about to do this, bitch? He had his Joe Rogan moment. You want to go, bitch?
He's like kind of giggling. I was like, now he's shit talking me.
And then he just gets that serious look like,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
You're little and defenseless. You need me. I'll fucking kill you right now. Make another one that looks just like you.
Maybe small similarities, but you look just like you. Be like Stewie with his twin. He comes back.
Fucking football head. Rupert.
Well, I'm already sweating.
It's hot as balls in this room,
Dude, it
man.
is.
All this equipment.
You're a
and shit.
Jehovah fucking Witness. We were just talking about bestiality. Of course you're sweating. He's like, God, I hope Jesus isn't listening.
That's why I think like 90% of the time in my head, I was like, please just not today.
God, I hope he's not. Jesus, don't listen to me today.
I remember when I was a little kid
It
and
is Sunday.
believed in God. And I used to have that thought because, they tell you, well, God can hear your thoughts and blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
I'm fucked.
oh, fuck.
What was that like? They always told you like he'll put coal in your stocking, or is that Santa?
But I mean, them two talk to
Same
each other.
thing, interchangeable.
I get those two confusing. If you
I mean, them two talk to each other. That's how he knows you're on the bad list. Jesus is telling him what you've been thinking about.
Isn't Santa Jesus' dad?
His cousin.
I can just picture like some older white guy with a beard like snitching to Santa. I'm like, well, he's been bad this year.
Cousin Chris. Cousin Kringle.
Craig Christ.
Craig Christ. Yeah, that's the
He doesn't turn
telling
water
Santa
into
shit.
wine, but into cold Coors Light.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Stephen Lynch.
That was a good bit that he had in the Stephen Lynch.
Stephen Lynch was amazing. He hasn't done anything for a while, has he?
No.
He needs to get on it.
I love his song about his girlfriend. He thinks she's a Nazi or whatever. Oh, dude, that was such a funny song. He's like, you drive a fucking Panzer, baby. It's like
Let's see what else is going on.
So-
I finally saw The Last Jedi.
I haven't seen it yet.
ooh, there's been mixed. How did you feel about it?
I
There's been
loved
mixed-
it.
That's what I thought. I loved it too.
Dude, you know what I've
Oh,
figured
no,
out?
I did see that. I was thinking Solo.
No, now that I've heard nothing but awful things, but I'm still
haven't seen
I'll
it
wait.
yet.
I'll download
The Last
it.
Jedi was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I figured out? It's 2018. Everyone wants to be offended, and everyone wants a target.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all we live in now. It's a targeting society because so many people, including white people now, are being marginalized by everyone and everything. And so all this is doing is creating this backward fucking mentality throughout at least our country, and it seems to be just worldwide at this point. Although most countries don't really have the social issues that we have. But
That's because other countries don't put up with the bullshit ours does.
They get their shit. Their government's like,
and they don't entertain stupidity, which
Fuck,
here
China doesn't even have access to the internet. They have their internet.
right. Right.
Germans don't even smile, so they can't even.
How can you smile when they fucking?
Yeah, Germans are also
Their language is one of the harshest fucking languages.
It's like
ever.
Dothraki.
Yeah. Fucking.
Was ist deine Adresse? Yeah, but no, there really is. There's a lot, and the thing is, it's so stupid because everyone's like, "Oh my god, I want another Star Wars movie," and everyone's like, "Okay, well, we'll put that together."
People just want to shit on everything. now.
They throw it together, and they're like, "Oh, it's not what it was back in the '70s, '80s." It's like, yeah, it's not
better.
It's not gonna be.
It's
yeah.
better.
There's more action.
We have
There-
CGI that makes shit happen that could never happen in movies
Yeah,
before.
it looks real.
Right. I loved it.
Yeah,
I was totally
I
hooked.
thought it was great.
I thought the storyline there was action from like it felt like nonstop.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell, yeah.
Yeah, at the end of that
And,
movie, you're like, holy shit, that was 2.5 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I was ready for more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next one.
So, well, let's go ahead and bring up Infinity War if you guys haven't.
I haven't
Have you guys
seen it.
have you guys brought that up?
I-
you haven't seen it? Okay,
No.
I won't.
I'm not a huge I've seen bits and pieces of some of them, but I haven't really followed that whole.
okay.
Oh, I mean, I love Marvel movies. I just haven't had the chance to go
man, you got
see it.
I've heard.
I
it's
did
good,
go.
but
I did go see
haven't
Deadpool 2 on opening weekend,
Oh,
which
Jesus
is
Christ.
outstanding.
Dude, my favorite since. Fuck your spoiler alerts, because if you haven't seen it by now, it's your own goddamn
Peter's
problem.
fucking great.
Dude, at the end, whenever
When
he
he's
starts
fixing
giggling,
the timelines.
no. What? Right at the very end of the main part,
Right.
where he's giggling, he's like, "Dude, I've heard you coming for the last 30 seconds." With the taxi driver's standing there, he's like, "What's up?"
what is it? What movie is it?
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Oh, Deadpool 2, yeah.
Yeah, when he's going, he's like, "Dude, I heard you coming for the last 10 seconds." But no, there's a lot of cameo shit you had to pay close attention to.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. No.
Oh,
But I heard, everyone likes to be a Debbie Downer. They're like, oh, it's not as good as the first one.
Bullshit.
Blah, blah, blah.
I thought it was
it's
great.
funnier than the first one.
Yeah.
It was definitely good. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking great.
dude, I'm the fucking juggernaut.
and they actually did the Juggernaut right.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Like he looks great. Granted, he's CGI'd, but looks amazing.
And I thought it was great that he did the voice too for him. like when you think about it, he's actually arguing with himself.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I don't know if you guys follow UFC too much, but Mr. CM Punk fought.
Hey man,
on
he
the
held his
last-
own.
He did. Everyone shit on him, and I was watching that. And
Dude,
they
he
were like,
went.
oh,
He went the full 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
And there were times where you could tell though. By the second round, he was gassed.
He was 40.
and I was like,
he was 40 in the second
yeah,
round.
40 years old. 40-year-old Phil Brooks showed up in the second round.
And you know what?
But there were a few times where it was like, oh shit, he's gonna win this.
And
Oh my god, he's got him.
And I was
then-
actually psyched for it because I was like, all right, well, I'm a fan of him. Let's see what. And he's got balls. He went out there, and
Right.
in the first round, he was holding his own.
bar
You know?
none. That's where that conversation about CM Punk has to stop when criticizing him. That 40-year-old man,
He's
after
40?
after
40.
getting his ass stomped out in the first one, choked out in like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it was really quick.
After that, he trained for another 2 years, came back in and went the distance
That takes
with a dude that's been
balls.
training to fight for years.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think
and
that-
he was a 2-time Golden Glove champion.
I think
like
that
the guy
other
that he
guy
fought.
was. I think they set up because the other guy lost to Mickey Gall too.
Yeah.
he was 0-1. He was 0-1, but this guy had more credentials, let's say, in
Yeah.
fighting than CM Punk. And in the first round, CM Punk was like, he was like kind of
He
fucking
was
him
on-
up.
yeah, he
a
was
little
on
bit,
him.
You know.
Like, you could tell that he underestimated what CM Punk was going to do to him. But what I loved was the first time that he really popped CM Punk. Punk put his hands up and then instantly turned back to look at him. And I was like, that's a different dude, man. That's not the same guy we saw in that first fight.
That first fight, he came out too eager, and he got
Well,
caught.
and he came out cocky.
Yeah, he came out kind of like it was wrestling, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, look at me, but this
Like
second
he was going
fight,
to walk through him and
He-
Mickey
he-
Gall fucking beat him up and took his
I'll
lunch
tell you
money.
what, he definitely got my respect. This second fight, I was like, dude, that guy is, he's legit. You know?
Now, if he does fight again, he doesn't need to be on a main card. He needs to be on a prelim show. But I mean, if CM Punk has another 6 to 9 months to train, and they put him against another
lower
starter, he may pull off a win, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think what the thing was, like, if he did that 10 years earlier, he would have definitely won that fight because he was he was pushing it, but you could tell
his gas tank
in the second
empty.
round. In the second round, he was like, "Oh,
He was on fumes.
I'm 40," you know.
Oh, and when he stood up off that stool for the third round, you could just tell. It was like, man, you put up, like, the whole time I was like, oh shit, he's going to get KO'd in the third, but you put up a good fight, man. But he lasted. He survived.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, this fight's so amateur."
He even got got out of a guillotine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, man.
Yeah.
He has defense.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, bitch him on, blah blah blah." I'm like, well, he's CM Punk. Obviously, he's going to be on the main card for it's selling.
He's money.
He's
Yeah,
selling.
It's
you
money.
know. Even guys that don't give a shit about the UFC, his wrestling fans are like, "Well, I'm watching him."
And they were in Chicago
Yeah.
at the Allstate Arena, so
Kind of had to put him on.
right.
You know.
That's
So-
hometown. The whole crowd was going crazy for him.
Yeah, Dana White's was like, yeah, I think I used up. I think he knows he used up his bit of the CM Punk cash cow for now.
That was the magic.
You know? So.
Yeah, it was.
But man, I would love to.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
I still though, I want to see him back in you know,
in WWE.
In WWE, yeah. Just his whole don't give a shit. One of my favorite parts was just him shitting on John Cena.
Oh, dude!
And he was just so real.
Pipe bomb promo.
He was so real with it. He was like, everyone's sick of you. Why am I not selling T-shirts and you're still?
Why am I not on ice cream bars and yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I loved it. He goes, and I would like to think that the WWE is going to be in a better place when Vince McMahon dies, but then the reality sets in that his idiot family or his idiot daughter and his doofus son-in-law are going to take over. And I was like, oh God. Like
that was one of my favorite.
Oh, dude.
One of my favorite.
Anybody who was a wrestling, what was that, 2012 when that happened?
It was around that time. I think, 2011, 2012, yeah.
Anybody who was a wrestling fan at that time and got to witness that when it happened, that was one of the biggest things.
Did you hear that whole story behind it when he was talking about it and he just went up to Vince McMahon and he was like displeased? At that point, he was so displeased.
He said, release me.
Yeah.
He was like, just let me go.
And Vince McMahon was like, all right, I'll give you the mic. You just say what you got to say.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. And I was like...
Actually, I think Punk asked him, are you sure you want to do that? Yeah. And man, he went out and went hard in the fucking paint.
And he's like, hey, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I was like,
he's talking to Colt Cabana. Yeah. He waved at the camera and he goes, hi, Colt. I was like, holy shit, he's acknowledging Ring of Honor wrestlers now? Like, oh, damn.
See, I don't know. Do you think that thing was when they cut off his mic? Do you think that was all planned? Like, at some point, Vince is like, what? I'll cut off.
Because he was getting ready to tell a story about Vince.
Yeah.
And the anti-bullying thing he goes, we do this be a star anti-bullying. Let me tell you a story about Vince McMahon. That
started to get...
And then all of a sudden, boom, and his mic cuts off. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It could not have gone better.
When he started talking about the anti-bullying thing, I was like,
my God.
He's going to get...
And then when he was like a week later or 2 weeks later, when he's in the ring with Triple H talking and his mic cuts out again, Triple H calls for another microphone to be given to him and they cut that one off. It just added fuel to the fucking fire.
You know what? I gotta believe that when Triple H takes over the company, it's gotta be a little bit, but just because,
like I was telling you before we got on the show, before we came on, start recording. If you want to know how amazing WWE is going to be when Vince McMahon either retires or dies, watch NXT. That is it. It is going. WWE right now is good, but if you've watched Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan. By the way, congratulations to Kenny fucking Omega. Kenny Omega is the 66th International Wrestling Grand Prix champion, IWGP champion for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Canadian. A Canadian is the IWGP champ. Also, a Canadian, congratulations to Mr. Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho
is the IWGP Intercontinental title holder, which basically makes him now the greatest Intercontinental champion ever of all time in the history.
Rock and roll.
Ayatollah of rock and roll.
I'll tell you what.
Tucker's completely lost on this, by the way.
His band's gonna be in Clarksville.
Fozzie's great, man.
Yeah, Fozzie's gonna play in Clarksville at one of their new venues. We just saw Non.
When is that?
A couple weeks ago. I'll look it up real quick.
Look that up.
Because they've got a really cool new venue there. It's a huge outdoor spot. We just saw Non-Point like 3 weeks ago there.
Really?
Are you a wrestling fan too?
Tucker? No. That's why this is lost on him.
I was like, when Tucker's gonna try?
What I need to do is I need to have Tucker come over on a Monday night, or a Wednesday, dude. A Wednesday. You just got to come over for an hour.
Dude,
you come over when you.
I used to watch it way back, like whenever I was a kid.
You get into it now, and you'll be like, dude, these guys are athletes. Like this is insane.
We'd all meet up. This was back in the day where you didn't have cell phones,
right? So everybody met up at somebody's
house. Rode your bikes to your buddy's house, and you'd see the pile of bikes in the front yard. And we're watching wrestling. We got a ring made up with pillows and shit, beating the shit out of each other.
Right.
about that time too, that was excited because no one was so overloaded with all this social media and
information,
like desensitized. So like your entertainment was like the TV. That was like, oh yeah, dude.
Well, and you didn't have there were a few dirt sheets back then that you could get and find out things that were going to happen if you knew what to do. But
my buddy that ran these parties, he would be on that shit. He'd be able to tell you what was going to happen.
Yeah,
like he'd be watching. I'm like, how's that fun to you?
Yeah.
Like,
but most of the time, almost nothing leaked. So when something happened, you were like,
huge.
Oh.
Like, okay, when the NWO happened, how old were you in '96?
Those two, so I was not.
Oh, you missed that.
See, that was
you missed
right
that whole thing.
That was
Wait, you were 2 years old in '96.
I was born in '94. Yeah,
that happened about the time I quit watching because I remember that happening, and then
I started in about 2001, like getting into it in 2001.
So when that happened, I was 17, and
that was probably the coolest thing.
Oh my god, dude! First of all, Razor Ramon and Diesel
jumping ship
come from WWF to WCW. I'm 17, man, and I didn't have access to dirt sheets and all that stuff really. And I was just like,
especially,
oh my god!
Especially back then, it was still almost like real. You know?
And it was like, holy shit, what's happening? And I mean, I understood the business. I understood, how matches were worked out and things like that.
Yeah.
But that was one of those like, oh my god, is this real? Like what? Like they just showed up out of nowhere. Like Scott Hall jumps the railing from the crowd and interrupts a match.
Yeah.
And the match stops and these guys fuck off.
I mean, even today, if some person from TNA,
weeks in advance that they're coming.
Yeah.
There is no surprise in wrestling anymore, except for they still manage to pull surprises for like Royal Rumble. And the day after the Raw after WrestleMania.
Oh, the Raw after WrestleMania
is the greatest thing. Even I know people who are not wrestling.
Isn't that the first thing in the new season, according to?
Yes, that's day one of new. Yes,
new season.
Yeah, it actually is because WrestleMania is the Super Bowl and the new season starts the next day. Yeah. The new season starts the next day.
He just dropped a couple things. He was like, WrestleMania? And you're like, yeah, dude. Yeah, Tucker.
We just talked about this because we were talking about the seasons of wrestling.
Yeah, no. You know what I think?
August 29th.
Nice.
Looks like a fucking Wednesday.
That sucks.
So I just want to say real quick what I think is the greatest debut ever. I love when Chris Jericho debuted.
1999, August
shit.
Something. 1999.
Has that not got to be the greatest? Because first of all, no one knew about it. Second of all, The Rock was on fire at that point,
and they'd been doing this countdown to the millennium, and then like a month before it was finished counting down, everybody realized. This isn't counting down to the end of the year. Like, this is counting down to a couple weeks from now.
Oh, my gosh.
What the fuck is happening? And, man, I was watching, and all of a sudden, The Rock's in the middle of that promo.
Live?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you must have flipped,
man. Dude, Chris Jericho is probably my number 2
me too.
of all time, behind Triple H. Yeah. Triple H was my guy. Like,
see, for me, I like The Rock is my number 1. Chris Jericho's my number 2, so it was like, couldn't get any better, watching that. Yeah.
And when The Rock was talking and all of a sudden that and The Rock is pacing in the ring like what the fuck's getting ready to happen, the lights go out, the fireworks go off, and this new music hits, and everybody, like, I remember watching, dude, the arena oh my god, I've never heard a sound like that in my life, dude. Fuck a pop. I've heard pops. I've heard pops
explosion
in all throughout my childhood. I remember the LOD pop, the Legion of Doom. I remember what stadiums sounded like when what a rush would hit. There was not anyone in an arena that was not screaming and on their feet.
Yeah.
Like, here comes Ass Whipping Incorporated.
I loved his new theme to that old. The old version, the first version is like, "Come on and get it, bitch!" And you're like,
and all of a sudden it goes, "Break the wall down!" And all of a sudden the word Jericho flips up on the screen.
Everyone loses their fucking.
Hold on, you know what?
We can't just. Tucker's lost.
It's called YouTube.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get plugged in here.
They have a great version of that too.
Oh,
on YouTube.
Dude.
See, I know him from Fozzy. All I know is like, hey, he was a wrestler. Okay.
It was so crazy because wasn't he in? He was either in WCW or ECW.
He was WC. Well, he was in ECW back in the day.
Yeah.
But and he came to ECW from Japan. Like, he had been to Mexico, Germany, all over Europe.
He already had he was like Lionheart, right?
El Corazón de León.
Yeah.
Lionheart. And he had made a worldwide name. Well, then Paul Heyman gets him in ECW, along with Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis. Like, all these dudes were in ECW. And then here came Eric Bischoff with Ted Turner's money and snatched up everyone.
Remember Eddie Guerrero? That dude was crazy.
Eddie Guerrero was amazing.
Crazy good ring technician.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Him and Chris Benoit together. It's just,
Chris Benoit.
That was back in the days when I was watching like Hardy Boys.
Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. Those three are three of the most technically, fundamentally sound people to ever set foot in a wrestling ring. I mean, we're talking like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels levels.
Yeah.
Just we're a little bit behind them, but they were at the same time, but they didn't get that spotlight, that premier spotlight, until they came to WWE or WWF. And then when Eddie Guerrero won the Undisputed Championship, that was just a huge turning point for the era of the big man having to be 6'7" and 300 pounds. That shit's out the door. And now you look.
Yeah, they were all little dudes back in the day.
Yeah,
like the Hardy Boys were little fuckers.
Now you look at these guys. No, man, it's not about being huge, big, blah, blah. Which, I mean, there are people like Braun Strowman who are freaks, and Brock Lesnar, who is obviously a freak of nature. That dude's from another planet. Yeah. That's a level of athlete we will not. Brock Lesnar is a level of athlete we will not soon see again. Yep. We may never see that again in our lifetime. And I know that there are UFC people that will talk shit and like just UFC fans and like, oh, fuck him, he never belonged to. I was like, before he got diverticulitis and almost died, he was beating the fuck out of everyone with sheer will. He didn't have a fighter's technique. He was a great wrestler. He did not have a fighter's technique.
What about the big dude you were talking about earlier?
Braun Strowman?
Yeah.
Braun Strowman is a former power lifter, but he is 6'10" and weighs 390 pounds, and he is solid muscle. Yeah. And he is a freak, and he's fast. Yeah. He's quick.
But Brock too. Brock is one of the most athletic guys.
Yeah, he's agile.
That big of
Brock
a
is agile.
And the thing with
Kurt Angle said he was like, because Kurt Angle's an Olympic gold medalist, and Kurt Angle even said he was like, I've never witnessed or experienced speed and strength like Brock Lesnar has. He's
what the crazy thing about that first fight Brock had in the UFC against the Texas Crazy Horse, Heath Herring. Heath Herring was already established.
Well, the first fight he had was Frank Mir, where Frank Mir got him in that knee bar. But he lost his very first one. Yeah. But that fight should have been stopped before that, because there's 10 seconds of that fight that Frank Mir doesn't remember because his head was getting Donkey Kong food into the fucking mat. Brock is on him, literally hammer fisting his head.
What I remember about that is when he was walking out to that fight with Heath Herring, everyone's like, "You're in WWE, you don't belong here." He came out, busted him,
and rolled him backward.
Rolled him.
Like Heath Herring flipped backward.
Didn't he have like a 3X glove? Like they had to make him
5X. They had to specially make. Yes,
it's so crazy. Because
could you imagine that hand hitting your fucking face? It's the size of your head.
He has cinder blocks attached to the end of baseball bats.
Heath Herring was not nobody. He was a big deal at the time. Yep. He was a big deal,
and he came out ended his career, man.
Fuck you.
That was it.
A 5X fist is like.
But my favorite though, UFC 100, the rematch between Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir. I loved the press conference leading up to that.
Oh yeah,
because Frank Mir tried to put on that brave face that, I think I'm gonna approach it with the same game plan and blah blah blah. And you could tell he wanted to be anywhere in the world. Like he had the look on his face like Jenny and Forrest Gump. Dear God, please make me a bird so I can fly far away from here. Because Brock Lesnar is sitting at the other table, just down the road from him here, and Brock Lesnar has this look on his face,
man on a mission.
Oh, dude,
I am going to kill you.
He wasn't listening to anything that Frank said, but he was hearing every word. And all of a sudden, they asked Brock something about, well, what if he catches you in another knee bar, blah, blah, blah. Because Brock was like, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do what I have to do. And when they asked him about the knee bar, Brock like flips the fucking table and gets pissed. And he's like, I'm going to kill that motherfucker. And he turns and walks down the hallway, punches this door of an office in the hallway, and it comes off the hinges.
Oh my God.
He punched a door, a huge solid wooden door off the hinges. And Frank Mir is still sitting at the table with that look on his face of, does anyone else want to take this fight? Yeah. Like, please, dear God, please make me a bed so I can fly away from here.
Someone that size is just like, I'm gonna kill you.
I was at Show Me's East.
Do you want me to fuck off over there?
I was at Show Me's East.
I'll be over there.
I was at Show Me's East watching that fight, and before the fight started, there were a whole bunch of people that were for Frank Mir, and there were like 10 of us that were for
I remember
Brock.
when we used to do that all the time.
And I flat out said, I yelled it out loud. I was like, mark my words. When Brock Lesnar's hand is raised in victory tonight, Frank Mir will still be being tended to by medical staff. And that is exactly what happened. Brock Lesnar got him down in almost a crucifix where Frank Mir's right arm is trapped behind Brock. Brock has him down on his side, holding his head and holding his other arm like this. Here's Frank Mir's face, and Brock just takes his right hand and turns Frank Mir's face into hamburger meat. Yeah. He victimized him.
And you know what's so scary about that? Frank Mir is arguably
he
one of the best.
He was a former UFC heavyweight champion, just great tactician.
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh my God.
He's one of the best jiu-jitsu artists.
He could do nothing.
He just sat there and took it.
Nothing. Yeah, that's all he could do.
Yeah.
Nothing and like it.
This is my time clock. I am clocking out.
Then you had Randy Couture, which Randy Couture was over 40, whatever, but Randy Couture was still an elite level athlete, like
he was
great shape.
He was still beating guys that are 6'7".
Man, when he punched Randy Couture in the neck, and Randy Couture's body just quit. Like, his spirit left his body. He went, and his whole body folded, and he hit the fucking mat, and Brock was on top of him. And all you see is this massive back and two tiny little legs sticking out from under him. And it looked like, should we call Special Victims Unit? Like, Ice-T's going to have to investigate this rape, man, because this is bad.
Lion on a gazelle.
And then you have Shane Carwin, who also is at that time was one of the best.
The thing about Shane Carwin, he was knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
Big Net, he didn't care.
He hit Brock a couple times. He hurt Brock a couple times. And Brock put him out with a triangle choke. Brock Lesnar ended a fight in the UFC with a triangle choke.
All of a sudden, this motherfucker knows what's
like, shit. And then,
instead of just grabbing your throat.
Then he almost dies from diverticulitis. And when he came back to fight Cain Velasquez, I knew at that point he was at like 60%, 65%. Yeah. Cain hit him in the gut a couple times. Like, he hit him in the head, but Brock was hanging with him, and all of a sudden he got hit in the gut, and it was over. Yeah. And then he came back to fight Alistair Overeem, and he was about 75%, and Alistair kicked him in the gut, and Brock fell against the cage and put his hand up and said no more. Like, he was hurt. Done. Yeah. Had he not gotten the diverticulitis thing,
those fights may have gone quite.
I honestly think we would still be talking about, man, how amazing was that title defense streak that Brock Lesnar. I think by now he would have dropped it, like he would have lost it. Yeah. But I think that he would have gone a couple years undefeated. And well, like unbeaten as champion.
Well, even winning those fights he won, it was like a big fuck you to everybody. He's like, I can hang with these guys too. You know,
that's just it. Brock Lesnar, yes, he was a wrestler, but he had only been training actual jiu-jitsu and stuff for a year or two. 2 years. Yeah. And he's whooping people's asses that have been doing this for 10, 15 years.
Could you imagine if CM Punk did that? CM Punk had trained for about, I think, 2 years before his first fight. If CM Punk did the same thing, people would be losing their shit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, when you're that big of a monster, you don't really need a whole lot.
Well, he was a wrestler. He was an...
he was a big wrestler.
Like a NCAA...
he was a two-time NCAA champion.
He had over like 100 wrestling matches or something like that.
Could you imagine being a dude like you're like not knowing who he was, and you show up and you're like, what the fuck is that? No.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
I'm just gonna.
Got to get back to the Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. This video gets me.
Shut up, Carmella.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Is money.
Shut up, Carmella.
This video gets me
All
so
right.
hyped. The Rock was so big at this time. He was the biggest.
Big Show. The Rock says, seeing as that your
Big
brother
Show.
you
I
call a
remember Big
partner,
Show.
the Undertaker is
There you go,
booked tonight
Nubs.
for a match.
Hit it again.
So The Rock says, if you've got any fortitude and them little bitty things you call balls.
I remember that. When fucking laser pointers were a big thing, it was all over his face right there.
In front of all the Rock's fans, you will go 1-on-1 with the great one.
He was on tippy top too
And go
at this
on
time.
and check your big fat ass directly into the SmackDown Hotel.
Big Show's will need a big king-size bed, isn't he? Wait a minute.
Could you imagine them making a Rock movie with him as the lead? That'd be funny.
Dude, this is...
I'm about to get a little too hype. I'm getting a little too hype.
It's giving me chills right now.
We're counting it down.
Oh, I'm gonna have to be strapped down.
What?
But
Like, I was watching this
that's crazy.
live and just going, holy shit, what's happening? What the fuck is this?
Listen to this pop. This fucking.
When his
pop.
name flips up on the screen, listen to this crowd. That is unfucking real.
Listen to it. It's still going.
Yeah.
Welcome to Raw is Jericho!
Listen to that fucking crowd. Dude.
So that was when he first came out.
In
Debut.
WWE. He had
First
he had been released from WCW 6 months prior.
is right before or right after he got released or something like
Yeah,
that.
and he signed and they said this is what we're going to do.
nobody.
Because at
I don't
that
think
time there
anybody
was
knew.
the 6 month no compete clause. You can't do anything else on a network. Blah blah blah.
And then also at the time, like I said before, the Rock had just hit like I think his pinnacle of like
Oh, dude, The Rock was the
man.
fucking
like
man.
no one fucked
The
with
man.
him. Tippy top.
Yeah,
So Chris Jericho interrupted him, and the way he did was just that's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
like as soon as he starts talking, he goes, Rock, I've come out here to tell you what all of these people want to tell you, and that is, would you please shut the hell up? And
Or he starts calling him mediocre. He's like, this Joker out here in the ring, not even acknowledging The Rock, and he's like, The Rock's like, are you kidding me, man?
dude,
He's like, you guys settle for mediocrity, like this
Yeah.
Joker out here.
dude, like that still gives me chills. It's I was actually in Indianapolis for the first time ever. It doesn't matter what your name is. Was
Get the
used.
fuck out of here.
I was there.
Ah.
It was it was God, when was that? 97, 98? I can't remember.
He started getting, because he turned heel
Right.
in 98. I
Yeah.
want to say 98.
It may have been 99,
And
but it
'cause
was
that's
right
when-
after King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and
Because that's when he started getting popular, was he went heel, and he's like, you know what, fuck this crowd. You guys chanted Rocky sucks and all this stuff. And
fuck
you know,
Rocky sucks. I remember crowds chanting "Die, Rocky, die."
Yeah.
Not Rocky sucks. Die, Rocky, die.
And that was so cool, because when he turned heel, it was one of those things where it was like came from a real place where he's like, hey, I tried to be, I wanted
Yeah, it was
everyone
a
to
fuck you.
I wanted everyone to like me.
His heel
And it
turn was
like-
the best fuck you I've ever seen. Because he was like, he just started running his mouth constantly and referring to himself in the third person, which was even better.
I still, like, when I was growing up, like I said, I watched in 2001, so he was still, like, face in 2001. He went away and he came back as Hollywood, like the Hollywood Rock. Oh, my God. Gotta say, I love that heel.
When he went face-to-face with Hogan, that was... Remember when he spit in Hogan's face?
He started actually. That was his road to kind of becoming a heel again with him, because everyone was so pro Hogan, and then he went away, and everyone's like, "Dude,
I will say this:
movies again."
The sound of the crowd when at that match when Hogan and The Rock were standing face to face, and they're both looking around at the crowd. That shit was deafening too. Oh, but anyway, The Rock is. Shit, that was the RCA Dome
back then.
And The Rock is talking shit on Billy Gunn, and he goes, "Billy Gunn, The Rock understands what happened the night you won King of the Ring. You went home.
Was that the thing that? Sorry to cut you off. Was that the thing that was actually it was taped and that because I've actually seen
it's from Raw.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's videos of it.
Because I actually saw that because I have one of his DVDs. I think I saw that part.
Oh yeah,
he says that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And he goes, you went home, you got down on your knees, you put your little hands together, and you said a prayer, and it sounded like this. Oh dear God, you see, my name's Billy, and I just won King of the Ring. But there's just one problem. Everybody still thinks that I absolutely suck. And the crowd's going crazy. And he goes, and at that moment, the heavens, or he goes, your house started to shake. The heavens opened up, and God himself spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh, dude. Legends. I love, though, when he became like a heel, and he kind of like, they faced him up against Goldberg. That whole lead up to him and Goldberg, where he was like always scared of being in the ring with him. Like Goldberg was about to spear him, and he'd get out, and he actually ran out like in his tights. He ran out in a winter storm. And he's like, "I'm getting out of here." And they're like, "Where's The Rock going?" Oh, dude, it was priceless.
Another great thing about that time frame was Austin's heel turn when he was healing up, and he was with Vince.
Yeah.
And remember, he would...
he said he actually regretted doing that. He was like, if I went back,
the turn where it made no sense that Vince made him the champion.
Yeah.
But no, there was another time where Vince needed... During the invasion, the WCW invasion.
Are you talking about when all that funny shit happened when Steve...
Between him and Kurt Angle?
Oh, dude.
And Vince... Oh, my God.
Priceless.
Kurt Angle putting on that little fucking kid's cowboy hat. I feel like a real cowboy. Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay. Stone Cold looks at him and he's like, you look like an asshole.
that video where Vince McMahon's having a serious talk with all the WWF guys or something like that. And Austin's like,
yeah, guys. And he hits Undertaker, and Undertaker says, shut up. And he goes...
Yeah.
Austin just looks so dejected.
He's like, we need to participate. Austin's like, yeah, participate.
And Undertaker just looks at him and is like, shut up. And Austin's like, all right, I'll fuck off over here.
I was listening to Austin talk about that. He's like, man, I thought Taker was going to bust out laughing when I was saying that.
Well, that's what he was trying to do. Because that was one of the big things that a lot of the boys would try to do was break Taker. You gotta try to break the Undertaker. You gotta make him laugh. You gotta make him smile. Something. One of the best ever was when Triple H. God, who all was in the ring? Triple H, Goldust, Booker T, and they're trying to get Undertaker to do a spinneroonie.
Oh, I don't know if
it's an after Raw moment. It's when the cameras went off the air, but the cameras are still rolling.
Yeah.
So this is bonus content for the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, dude. Taker doesn't do it. He starts whipping everybody's ass. But the lead up to it, even Vince McMahon comes out and does a spinneroonie.
Really?
And they're trying to goad Undertaker into doing it. This is American Badass Undertaker. Like biker Undertaker. Dude, it was so fucking funny.
Gold.
But he just ends up kicking everybody.
How old is the Undertaker? Because didn't he just retire?
He should. I thought he should have retired quite a while ago, but he's up there.
Because it wasn't that just not that long ago that he finally left?
Dude,
he's not retired.
He might. Still
he just performed at this year's WrestleMania against John Cena.
Yeah,
He
he
squashed John Cena
he
in
beat
like
him.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
He's got to be old.
yeah, he's up there.
Give me just a minute here.
I would venture to say
Because I remember
he's probably
like,
mid-50s.
me
I would
as a
venture to
kid
say.
watching him, so I know he's quite a bit older.
He was
than
in
me.
the business for ever.
He is 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, me as a kid, you know, fuck, that would have been mid 90s.
And you know what?
90s.
Everyone, the whole thing with Brock Lesnar breaking his streak, I'm just glad it wasn't freaking John Cena. You know, I would have smashed the TV if Cena it's like, is there anything else they want this guy to do? You know, do they want to...
Dave would have been happy though.
Dirt nap.
Can't see him.
They just, I remember,
this whole Cena-free WWE right now is amazing. I don't miss John Cena at all right now.
well, he's still, every now and again, he'll still pop up, right? Because I saw him a few weeks ago or something like that, I think, where he did like a little, I don't think he was wrestling, but he did a little like promo, he was just cutting something with The Miz or something not that long ago. Like The Miz was talking shit to him, I don't know, it must have been a couple months ago.
That was WrestleMania. That was March into April.
Really?
We've had like a couple months now of Cena-free TV.
Everyone can get out of their graves.
Yes,
and,
yeah. The shovel's gone.
The shovel. You know what I loved about AJ Styles when he came out? He cut some promo against Cena, and he was like, "You know what? You can take that shovel you bury everyone with and just, fuck off with it." So I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah!"
AJ Styles is unreal. Tonight's Money in the Bank.
Is it?
Yeah,
man, I haven't kept up on it in a while.
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match.
That dude's getting some hype, huh?
Shinsuke's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he's the king of strong style. Shinsuke is Shinsuke. He's just fucking badass.
He's like one of the dudes now, huh?
And then tonight's Money in the Bank, and I think there's 8 superstars, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. And whoever wins gets the contract for their respective brand.
Talking about that first Money in the Bank was just so legit, dude. With Chris,
I think they all have been. You know that Chris Jericho created it.
Yeah,
like, that's his baby.
It was so cool. It had Kane, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit doing the flying headbutt
off that fucking 20-foot ladder.
That dude
was retarded.
You know what I loved about Chris Benoit is when he hit somebody, it was like he was
stiff.
Minute.
He was stiff.
He was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those chops.
I hope that one day it can be moved past. I still don't think he did it. I don't.
Oh, that whole, yeah.
I still every bit of me thinks Kevin Sullivan had it done. Every bit of me. From the moment it was reported, I immediately said Kevin Sullivan just killed the Benoit family.
Mm-hmm. And then they said he took his own life too.
Yeah,
right, supposedly. So,
but there's so much evidence from the reports that conflict with.
Didn't Eddie go out almost the same way?
No, Eddie died in a hotel room. Man, he had a heart attack.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I thought that sucks.
From years, it's a shitty story. Years of substance abuse and blah blah blah, and then he gets clean. And
weren't they both about? Wasn't he? I could be remembering.
They were about the same age.
About a year apart though that they both died. Or
yeah,
was
they're
it?
About yeah.
That sucked, man. Just that whole time just sucked because I loved both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough.
Anyways, Tucker, how's it going?
I'm remembering names.
He's like, Eddie. He tries to add in something real quick. Go! We already moved on
I'm telling you, Tuck.
You're talking like
you need to come
early
over
90s, like mid 90s.
You need to come over. You need to come over on a Wednesday night and watch NXT with me. If nothing else, just an hour. It's an hour show. Watch NXT, and you're gonna be like, "This is badass." Wait, this is on WWE Network. That's $10 and $9.99 a month.
Unless you got a Fire TV and I get it for free.
Unless you do something illegal, blah blah blah. I'm not saying I do anything illegal. But
yeah, I'll pay $10 a month.
Or I could save that $10 and maybe buy a horse and a girl and I don't know what. Don't they have an NXT event coming here?
That was just Friday.
They just.
I say there was one just here, not that long ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, that was Friday. I wasn't able to make it to that one, but whatever. I'll catch them next time.
Whatever. I'm not crying. I don't like I'm crying.
It's okay. Catch the next one. Oh fuck! What else has been going on? Like it's
E3. E3 was last.
Yeah.
Going on. All the new shit coming.
I'm just ready for Red Dead Redemption 2.
End of this year, man. October, I think.
September.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm hearing a lot about that game, Detroit Become Human. Everyone's getting that.
Man, I saw. Yeah, I saw
that looks pretty crazy.
Some gameplay from that. Finally, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
But I'm not big. Like I don't have any of the news stuff. I'm still rocking like WrestleMania 19 on the GameCube. So I'm like a relic right now when it comes to games. They're like, "Hey, did you hear about Detroit Become Human?" I'm like, "Dude, James Bond or 007, Agent Under Fire."
I don't have to get. Yeah. I did see the other day that I don't have to get a PlayStation anymore for Crash. It's coming to Xbox.
Nice.
Old Crash Bandicoot.
That's big.
That's in 2 weeks. That's what I'll be doing.
In 2 weeks, I'm setting up a
Xbox Live
candlelit dinner for myself and
put on some Barry White, light some candles, and romance myself to Crash Bandicoot.
It's my special night.
You come in, they're like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" You're like, masturbating to Crash Bandicoot? They're like, fair enough. I'm getting out of here.
I'm reliving my childhood, goddammit.
Did you have to do it in the Walmart? You're like, well, yeah. Obviously.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so I was telling you guys, me and Knubsie, we had that show not so long ago.
Yeah.
There was that heckler. If you're out there, dude, I want you to know that I'm gonna eat your face. Fuck, dude, heckler. If you're a heckler and you're
not helping the show.
Yeah, you're not helping the show. Shut the fuck up. No one thinks you're funny. You know.
People didn't pay to come hear you.
No.
How are the turnouts at that show?
The last one was legit.
Was legit. Is it in the back?
Yeah, it's in the back where they have they set up the chair. They had like 3 or 4 rows of chairs, and it was filled. And there was still.
That's not a big room.
No,
that many people.
No.
If somebody farts in a corner, you're smelling it in the opposite corner.
Yeah, I know. Which reminds me, I gotta stop farting on stage. But
if I were a comedian, I would fart on stage constantly.
Fart mic.
Yeah, so no, they get that room packed, man. People are hearing about that show. It's
I wasn't sure.
That's good.
I completely forgot about it again. Like,
man,
I always see Knubsie post it and I totally forget.
For me to get out on a weeknight is just so not really.
That's how I am too.
I had to shoot myself up with adrenaline. Just
like what time? What time did it start?
Oh man, it was a late one because they had an open mic from 7 to 8. 8 something.
So it started at like 9:30.
8:30 to 8:40 it started. We started the show, and I was after my set. I mean, I was tired already.
6 o'clock comes real early.
Yeah, like my ass is in bed at like 9:30.
Yeah,
I usually try to be in bed by 11 or midnight, but like if I come home from a show like that or whatever, and I was having a good time, goddamn, I'm gonna be up till fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, I was ready to go. I had a good time. I was ready to go to bed. And there were some good names on the show too. Andy Emley. Andy Emley. Yeah. And he was that. I fucking forgot.
Captain Palsy.
I was gonna promote the headliner too, but I forgot his fucking name.
Was that the magician?
Yeah, the comedian. It was. I think it's Brandon. I got it somewhere. I'll go ahead and say his name.
Was he funny?
Yeah, dude, he killed it. And that.
I saw that combination. It was like magician and comedian. I'm like,
no, dude, he killed it, man. He killed it.
That sounds interesting.
That heckler started going in on him, and that comedian. It's like, dude, if you get shut down by a magician comedian, you just need to shut the fuck up. He was like, I will magically kick you in the nutsack, and this guy was like,
well, that video that floated around Facebook about the dude, there was a lady heckling him in the audience, and he fucking shut her down so fucking hard, and he referenced pizza to do it. I don't remember exactly what he said, but
I know what you're talking about.
He fucking shut her down. He was talking about kids and hating kids, and the parents being fucking retards.
Okay, Okay, so this guy's name's Brandon Baggett, and his show is he travels like all around doing shows for companies and stuff, and it's something to see. He's freaking good, man. I thought it was kind of like at first, to be honest, but then I saw it. He's funny. He's got shit together, you know.
It sounded interesting. Like
Yeah.
I said, I totally forgot about it again.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun time.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of hecklers, me and Brent, we saw Tosh in Nashville. This has been like 7 or 8 years ago.
Why would anyone try to heckle that man?
Oh, dude, just to get the shout out from him.
Oh, I guess
Because there was people
you're
up
going to get eviscerated.
This was at Ryman, so you know they have the upper deck. Someone from the upper deck yelled something. He's like, "Jump!" he's like, "Land right in this area." He's like, "You'll give me 20 minutes on my next show. Fucking do it."
Yeah.
and we're all like, "Holy shit!"
God damn.
Dude, I saw Bill Burr when he came to.
Dude, he's another one, man. He can handle anything.
Oh, he will fucking shut you down so fast.
He started going at some guy had a phone out in the audience, and he was like, "Dude, are you on your fucking phone right now?" Like texting. He's like, "Oh, I'm not, interested enough that anyone in on him." And the guy was like, "I'm trying to take a picture," and he just shut his shit down.
Goddamn, Knubsie, you having a day over there?
I am. I'm still tired.
That's normally coming from over here.
I know, right? And boom goes the dynamite.
Bulldog's having a rough.
I am, man.
So he's wishing
fucking-
evil on people before he starts. Oh,
I hope you get AIDS in your cereal.
And Mr. Bible's over here trying to figure out how that works.
Mr. Bible. I'm like, can you not say
AIDS? And did he cut himself or somebody else?
Can you not
serve
say
him?
AIDS around my ears, please?
Did he cut his wrist into the cereal?
He's like, yeah, I still get pussy though.
I'm having a kid. I don't know if it's mine.
All the way until I get married, then that's when supposedly the pussy stops, from what they tell me. All these married guys are fucking scaring the shit out of me, man. They're like, "Oh, dude, you'll never get pussy again. You'll
Hope you enjoyed a blowjob if you got them.
Yeah, shell of a man.
Try to remember 'em.
Oh, what?
Just hold on to those memories. Be like, I remember when there used to be a mouth on my penis. Those were good times.
I'll walk around the day after I get married.
Hey, maybe if you suck it a little bit. What? Nothing. I'm fucking losing my mind. I don't know why I would say that.
I'm stressed out. My kid's gonna grow up and kick my ass. I need my dick sucked.
Put my penis in your mouth.
I've only got 5 more years to think about before this kid beats my ass.
I'm not gonna suck your dick.
5 years, that's when the punches start getting a little bit harder, and you're like, oh, maybe we won't play as much. Daddy's gotta go to work. They come over, what are you, wife abusing you? I'm like, actually, my 5-year-old son, he's getting pretty tough now.
I ran into the wall. My toddler pushed me.
Fell down the stairs.
My toddler told me to go fuck off over there. And I didn't.
He's starting to get that Brock Lesnar hype about him. He's starting to jump around.
He's getting that look like,
Starts to go for single leg starts looking up YouTube videos, single leg takedowns.
Anybody else's children look at them like they're predators? No, just me. I feel like prey in my own house.
My kid's face just looks at me and says, "Try me."
You wanna run, Daddy? You gonna run?
He's gonna start forcibly changing my pants after he grows up.
Hashtag no consent.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, hashtag you're back again. Hashtag no consent. You thought was dead.
Hey, Daddy, did you shit your pants? You got a duty?
Hashtag no consent.
Oh.
How about you try this 8 cereal, you old motherfucker? Yes, sir.
Just got a hint of poison.
It's already starting, man. He's sucking on my fiance's boobs. He just stares me dead in the eye. I'm like, dude, is this like a territorial type, territorial pissings type thing?
I feel like that was fucking. Oh, What's the fucking dude from overseas? He's like, you don't get this. You don't get
You
this.
never get this. You never get this. La, la, la. But one day, Bilo break out the cage and he get this. We all laugh.
Who's that?
Borat.
Borat. Yeah,
Borat,
I couldn't think of his fucking name.
Borat.
Like, you look at this. You not get this. You never get this. He broke out that cage and he got this.
One day he get this. We all laugh.
But one day you don't get that no more.
It'll be a very sad day.
Kids like, you wish.
Fuck.
Wake up, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, you want us to bring a horse in here or something to get you? He's dropping subtle hits. Oh, dude, that shit's so disgusting. I would hate it if someone just brought us a horse.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS.
Oh, dude, that movie was that
you
scene.
Want to talk about
that,
a fucking movie?
That scene with
that
the two dolls fucking.
Shit.
I couldn't have laughed.
Promise me you'll never leave. Or
No,
promise me you'll come back.
No, never die. She
Never
was like,
die,
she was
never
like
die.
if
Damn
you
it,
promise,
I could not get
if you
it.
promise me you'll never die, I will have sex with you right now. And he
I
goes,
promise
I promise.
I will never die.
I will never die.
That music starts is just like
The fucking
that
scat.
sex-
The scat scene. That's so funny.
That sex scene's got to be the funniest
A
fucking
marionette shits on another marionette.
thing. Whenever her head's just hitting like the flesh.
it's just like two flat dolls just like
Yeah, just
dude, I remember watching that with my buddy. I laughed so fucking hard. I thought I was literally going to die. I was like,
fuck that movie, man. That's another movie. It couldn't get released today.
Probably not.
It's
The
another one of
fucking
those.
That was
the
edgy
thought
too.
the thought
Yeah.
police would be all over
Yeah,
it.
because
that's another
they
one
were
of those.
shitting on the dictator Kim Jong Un at the time, you know, and
The interview.
the interview, yeah.
Well, that was only what
that was great.
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
It's
Yeah,
a,
4
It wasn't that long ago.
4 years.
That tells you right there how fast it's gotten fucked up.
Yeah.
Because that got released. You released that today.
Oh,
Never happened.
yeah. There was a big.
That was just 4 years ago.
insensitive to the North Koreans.
That's how fast.
Well, they're over
this
there.
world-
They're over there, probably shitting on the American flag right now. And we just, everyone's like high five, and we're just like,
But that's how fast it's gotten fucking.
You know what the problem is? You honestly know, you want to know what the problem is. This generation,
doesn't
Like
have
the past-
AIDS in their cereal.
the past few generations, they have not had to deal with anything that made us as a culture come together.
2014.
Yeah.
So
Like you
it's-
look, you look at the World War II and Vietnam, and
Because
back to World War One.
even
Korean War.
my generation, when we were younger, we had that whole 9/11 thing that we're all kind of looked at each other. And we're
Yeah,
like,
and the
shit.
country banded together for
Yeah.
a cup of coffee, and then it was like, okay, it was back to fuck everything.
Yeah, but it was all kind of like, oh, shit's not fairy tales and lollipops. This,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
it's. I mean,
But now this generation,
we've had this lull now though for 17 years.
Yeah.
That's a whole new generation. That's. I mean, we're almost 20 years in. There's no big fucking.
And even still,
anything.
even at 20 years old, they probably still won't. 18-year-old.
I mean,
don't
let's
remember it. Or,
Just take a look. You got this bullshit with these kids in skinny jeans eating Tide Pods, doing what the fuck ever, and like
snorting condoms.
Oh, by the way, I would like to bring this up. I saw a meme the other day that really made me laugh, and then it made me go, yeah, that's a goddamn good point, and it's the train that I'm on. But it was basically, wait, answer me this. So the B in LGBTQ stands for bisexual. Doesn't that mean that there's only 2 genders? Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, your made up goddamn gender is bullshit.
I have to go take a nap now. I didn't even
It just blew my mind.
It's in the fucking name of your lifestyle affiliation.
let's
whatever.
put
Well,
number-
maybe that's only for the cisgendered part of LGBTQ plus R.
Well, cisgender doesn't apply in LGBTQ.
Let's put a number.
Well, no, I mean cisgendered actually means you just identify as the gender you were born as. So
Right,
yeah, that would.
right.
But
But you could
But
be
it's
bisexual as a
what does
cisgender.
bi mean? Two.
Right next to some.
You're
not right next to some.
You're a 0 or a 1.
I'm standing right next
Jesus
to a
Christ.
sexual.
You're a 0 or a 1. It's binary. That's it. Hey, guess what? We haven't seen any third or fourth gender. There's no this pansexual shit. Shut up. You know what that means? You know what that means? That just means that you're a hoe. You're willing to do whatever. Okay, so be a hoe. Yeah. Be a fucking hoe. Be the best. Be all the hoe you can be. I don't care.
And knowing's half the battle.
Right. G.I. Ho.
That needs to be a Bulldog Unchained shirt.
You guys don't know what the fuck we rap over here.
That's licensed to Bulldog Unchained podcast.
Right.
You know that's gonna change in the next few years. I swear it probably will. They'll be quad sexual. They'll be trying to get.
No, look. You know what I think's gonna happen? Like, okay. Also, this is a conversation that I had with somebody a couple weeks ago. I was like, because they were like, someone was like, I don't understand why people can't just be accepting. I was like, it's not that people don't want to be accepting. At this point, the majority of the population does not care what you do with another person, so long as you're not hurting someone.
That's how I am. Do your thing.
Right.
Do you.
Here's the thing. The moment you start involving me and you expect me to play fuck around games like, oh, well, that person prefers they pronouns. They don't like to be identified as he or she. Yeah. Well, they can fuck off over there. Like that.
What was that Bill Burr said? He was like, everyone's got a group now. He's like, how about fuck your group? How about that? How about fuck your group?
No shit. And here's the thing. Here's the point that I made. I was like, they say that they want equality. Mm-hmm. They want equality, right?
That's not true.
They have.
No. LGBTQ are damn near a protected species. They're like endangered animals. They're a protected species. What? Oh.
It could have went really worse, but I didn't go there.
If you get into a fight with someone who is LGBTQ.
So I'm looking to do it today, man. I'm
just saying. This is real. If you get into a fight and you come out the better end of that fight, you can be brought up on hate crime charges.
Be crucified, man.
How is that equal?
Yeah.
This. I'm going to tell you right now, America and every other country listening, this is what people are fed up with. You don't get equality with preferential treatment. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. That's bullshit.
You can't.
And then also, I saw a meme yesterday that was that showed military, and it said that it was a bunch of military guys holding a banner that said "Walk a mile in her shoes."
I saw that.
It said, "Oh, I'd love to walk a mile in her shoes and be able to finish 2 minutes slower than what I have to. Do 30 less push-ups, 30 or 20 less sit-ups." Not have to be blah 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 blah,
and still get all the
and still get this 30 less push-ups for a promotion, 20 less sit-ups for a promotion, and still get the same amount of pay as their male counterpart. And I was like, ooh, that hurts, and nobody can argue with that. That's real. If you know the military standards, like their training standards,
it's true.
Women are not held.
And
one of the funniest things I've seen was it was another meme. But it was
no. Hold on. Let me clarify. I'm not saying that there are not women that don't do everything that the men do just because they're like, no, fuck that. Fuck these women. They're like, if this is what they're doing, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. I know plenty of women who served in the military and they are on that page. Mm-hmm. Let me just say.
Yeah. No, there's definitely something out there. Yeah. That's for sure. But this other one was so it was one of these guys that had transitioned to a woman in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was a cyclist. So like, and they Zimzer just dominated the shit out of all these races. I mean, just dominated them.
Yeah. How about the MMA fighter?
Yeah.
That Fallon, whatever. Have you not seen it?
There's
a dude that's now a woman fighting in women's MMA, beating the fuck out of all these girls, and I'm like, how do you feel about your gender equality now?
But the thing that they keep saying,
is that okay with you? Dirtnap even said, he was like, no, he shouldn't be allowed to do that. And I'm like, well,
you shouldn't.
But here's what I said. I'm like, Dirtnap, then you are opposing equality.
Yeah, they wanted it.
You are not for it. You do not think that men and women are equal. And he was like, look, I think that men and women are equal. But I was like, no. You don't get to have that with a but. No. You either, there is equal or there is not equal. Mm-hmm. And that's all it boils down to. Now, but it's like Joe Rogan says, are there women on this planet that can beat my ass? Absolutely there are, but they are few and far between. Yeah. Like Joe Rogan when he's talking about guarding the White House. I love that. He goes, I'm not saying...
that one was a good one.
Like he goes, I'm not saying that, you know, men can do, or, you know, all these jobs that men can do, women can't do. He's like, I can't do them either. He was like, look, I've met Shaquille O'Neal. He was like, and you know how I know that I'm not the same thing that he is? Because his dick is where my face is.
But Rogan also said in that
he's like, if we were to walk together in the park, we're barely the same thing.
But he also made the comment in that same thing he did, whereas the only person that's ever
broken into the White House was the day that a woman was guarding the front door
and ran around and had weapons on him.
He opens, he reaches for the front door
and fucking went
he goes,
for it.
He reaches the front door. It's unlocked. There's this woman standing there. He smacks her to the
floor. This happened.
That's exactly the way that it happened.
Yeah, and then just ran around the White House.
And an off-duty police officer is who took him down.
Yeah.
Not Secret Service. Not... And Joe Rogan made the point. He goes, everybody thinks that there's this big conspiracy and there's a cabal of people that control everything. And he goes, I think it's more likely that everybody is dumb as fuck. Everybody is completely stupid. Nobody knows anything. Nobody's in charge. Like, when a dude, I love when he talks about the guy sprinting across the White House lawn. He goes, with every step, he's got to be thinking, this is my last step. Okay, this is my last step. Oh my God, there's no dogs. He goes, there's no snipers. There's no laser landmines in the yard. Turns out they don't even have a dog.
And the door is unlocked.
The front door of the White House was unlocked.
Could you imagine that dude's thought process when he opens the door and he's like, I'm in!
I love how I was going to talk about that Bill Burr bit where he talks about like the whole equality thing, and he's like, you know what? That's all well and good until shit hits the fan, and then what do they say? Like, if you're on a sinking ship, the women and children first.
Right.
And right when they have
I identify as a woman!
Yeah.
Right when you're getting ready to get on a boat and somebody says, sir, this is for women and children. Did you just assume my gender?
What, did you just say that?
And he's like, you know, at that point...
This is 2018. That would be me. I don't give a fuck. Let these bastards drown. I'm getting on that boat.
He goes, you know, that's when the whole butch haircut, they start twisting that into those pigtails. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm just a woman. You know, they're like, yeah.
That or you could legit, he's like, you are not a woman. Fine. I identify as a fucking 8-year-old. Move.
Yeah. It'd just be my cowardly, chubby body just sitting on the boat like I'm out of here.
I don't give a fuck. And if anybody else on that boat has something to say about it, they can swim. I'll throw their ass overboard. You won't get back on. I'll turn that boat into Royal Rumble. Bitch, you go over the top rope, you're out.
I'll fight an 8-year-old.
I ain't letting you on my fucking door either.
No, that's fine.
Your bitch can sink.
Rose's fat ass on that fucking door couldn't scoot over 6 inches to the left.
Because
let Leo on.
I'm the guy who goes to throw the 8-year-old off, and the 8-year-old throws me off, and I'm like, oh shit!
Get the fuck off here, bro.
I should have betrayed him.
We don't need any more Bible salesmen.
I was here to talk about Jesus.
On the way down. Corinthians.
Sploosh. I got that guy off here.
Oh, no. His Bible's still on here. Let me push that.
Here, see if you can float on this.
Better start
it's
praying,
a turd.
Boy.
Here's this big hunk of shit for you to turn into a raft.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and Anthony Jeselnik, man.
Fuck off over there.
Anthony, that was a great special.
Anthony Jeselnik is amazing.
It's funny.
It's time for him to come out with another one too.
It's been a long time since he's really
Yeah,
done
that was
anything.
like what, 3 years ago?
Does he even still? He still does stand up.
Yeah, he just
I
hasn't.
would
He
imagine.
hasn't
Yeah, he
come
just
out with
hasn't
another
done a
one.
special.
in
I
a
haven't
few
heard of
years.
anything out of him in a while.
Yeah, I think he keeps pretty silent until he just gets going again and he starts having to promote the other. But
We need to follow him on Twitter, because once you see his Twitter start
acting
pissing
up
people,
again.
when he starts pissing people off, you're like, okay, here he comes.
He'll do it right. He does it right after like bombings and stuff too.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He'll tweet.
And I love it because he doesn't apologize for any. Like, he's basically like a fuck you. It's jokes.
And you know what the thing is with that guy is, when you listen to him on like a podcast or something, he's just the nicest guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's just the nicest guy.
Well, that's
you
how
know?
the comedians work.
Yeah.
He has a good shtick. He's got a great persona for his brand.
Yeah.
Like, he's always calm like this, and he doesn't get excited or yell.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and he says the most fucked up things in this pleasing rhythmic voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was like everyone wanting to fucking murder Segura for his last special.
Yeah, thinking that they're going to make him apologize.
In your mom's house, they had like these Christmas sweaters. They released like a special edition. All the money to that went to like Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
And it sold out in like 10 minutes. Like, and they were not cheap because I looked, but they gave all the money away. And then you're wanting to sacrifice this dude, and he probably just gave more money to charity than what you ever have your whole life.
Right. Again, it's that fucking moral grandstanding bullshit, virtue signaling. Oh, look at me, I'm such a good person. I rally against these kinds of things. Blah blah blah. Bitch, you're not even a social justice warrior. You're a social media justice warrior. You are the most worthless thing on this planet. You are the equivalent of the thoughts and prayers people. Mm-hmm. You do nothing.
Well, the thing that's so like, it's like being a comedian. You might as well be fucking Nazi these days, going up there and everyone's like, oh my god, he said this and that. You just gotta be able to go up there and be like, shut the fuck up and let me get through this joke, that I'm trying to. You start off, women's rights or this or that.
If I were a comedian, I would begin every show, I don't care if there's 10 people or 5,000. Mm-hmm. When I come out and everybody clapping or whatever, I'll be like, all right, shut the fuck up. Disclaimer: I don't care about your fucking feelings, okay? You paid a ticket. I've got your money. If you don't like what I got to say, fuck off.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
And that means outside.
Then Brock Lesnar comes up. You're like, I think I'm going to be getting out of here. About time to go.
You have your own theme music about that time. Here's your chance.
God damn. I literally would, I would come out and basically tell the crowd to fuck off to start every show.
Yeah, and
you should try that, dude. Because you're so unassuming, just looking at you. And if you were to stand there and be like, I don't care about any of your fucking feelings, I think, I'm already in my mind, I'm envisioning that all of you are shit heels and you get offended by everything. So I'm just going to roll with that. And I'm going to do my best to offend you tonight.
Yeah. I go up there, everyone's thinking I'm going to be like, hey, guys, what's going on? I'm like, first of all, fuck off. And everyone's like, oh, this is setting the line
dude,
in the,
honestly,
putting the line in the sand.
And then right after you say that, sorry, Jesus.
It's not, honestly,
it's
for
joke time.
For you, you're still in the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Man, it maybe it would behoove you to fucking develop a persona, not just a routine, but a persona.
Yeah.
And then when they meet you after the show and you're talking to him, they realize, oh my god, he's super nice fucking guy.
My whole thing though, going into it, is I thought about doing the whole persona thing, how Anthony Jeselnik just kind of dead babies, blah blah. But I was like, when people look at me, they know I'm not the guy who's gonna
look at Anthony Jeselnik.
Slap him down.
I could beat the fuck out of Anthony Jeselnik with 103-degree fever and possibly missing both legs.
Yeah.
He's not a physically imposing specimen. However, I get his character, his persona.
Yeah.
And like you said, you hear interviews with him, and he's just super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
you can't be an asshole like that every minute of every day, and people like you enough for you to get that far in your career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So maybe the persona thing is the way to go.
Yeah. I just feel
and I only say that to you because you've got that look. Like you look like you should be a nice guy, a pushover. Okay, he's just gonna be a nice guy. He's a nice kid. Blah blah. And if you come out immediately like, I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Yeah. Well, what the thing is, it's funny because I do look like that, but then I'll be driving around and I'll be like, another fucking handicap parking spot that I don't get to park in, and I'll just think about that.
Every time I see the handicap parking spots, I just think of Andy, and I'm like, you fucking dick,
dude. I actually saw someone put their handicap wheelchair in a handicap parking spot, and no one was in there, and I was just it baffled me the whole day. I was like, how'd they get inside? It's like they use like a little javelin or a little.
He's got a pole vault.
Yeah, he's got a pole vault. Well, you gotta keep the arms in shape somehow.
Someone brought him the rascal scooter. Yeah. Just transfer.
You dang rascal.
I kind of dread the day if Andy ever gets a rascal scooter.
Fuck, he'll purposely run people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely would. All right, man. We're at an hour and almost 42 minutes. Fuck. I think we're done for today.
Well, we had to kind of make up for...
Yeah, for 2 weeks off. Yeah.
We got into a lot of stuff today. AIDS, cereal, wrestling. We pretty much covered every single demographic.
Bestiality.
Yeah. How there's only two sexes and the LGBTQ says so.
Yeah.
Pound me
dumbasses. Hashtag pound me too.
Hashtag no consent.
Yeah.
We just want to say, you're welcome for everything we provided.
Right? I kind of feel like I should just say you're welcome all the time on this show.
That's how you should just start. You should just wake up. Well, you're welcome. World. I don't know who.
I'm alive another day to entertain you.
He does that to Haley all the time. You're welcome.
She's like, 2 minutes. You surpassed your last time.
You want some of that banana for breakfast?
I just made toast again. You're welcome.
All right. We're going to get the fuck out of here. So, till next week, I am the king of villains, Bulldog Malenko, along with Tucker Harvey.
What's up?
David Alexander.
Hey.
If you're not doing anything next week, man, you may come back with us.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, and if anyone's got nothing to do, I think we're doing a show at Sidetrack. We got an open mic July 10th down there at Sidetrack. That's in Jimtown, so go ahead and just bring your bulletproof vest and hide your children, hide your kids, hide your wife. Come out for a few laughs, get stabbed. It'll be a fun time.
No,
so.
It's your boy. We'll have your back.
Yeah.
It's your boy.
Oh, sorry. Let me finish.
I say you didn't do your correct outro.
Let me finish with it. He's your boy, buddy. I just want to say, I gotta go now, man.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. We'll be back next week. Later.
Show's over, motherfuckers.